Hi, greetings from the Philippines. Two of us tonight. Would you Adam and Eve it? Where's my cocktail gone? And we have, my lord, we have five, isn't it? Can you pop that on, my love? I can read from down there then. Can you pop that open? Who do we have here? Who's in the oh, here we go.
It's not.
Afternoon, guys. How are we doing? Jack, what's the problem? It's frozen. Now we're down to 2. What the hell is going on?
Hold on. Just get on top.
Right, here we are. Hey, mate. How you doing, buddy? How are you, brother? So who's here? I've got to catch up now. Right, it's starting to work. Afternoon, guys. How are we doing? Jack Star, Brian Kendall, TikTok. Where's Simon? I am here. Was I that late? Jack Star Brown out. Could have been, kid. Could have been. Jim Penter. Jim's there. Hello, Jim. How you doing? Doing good, thanks. Jack Star. Nice one, pal. Have a good weekend. Right. Simon, go right, here we go. Michael B. What drinking? Drinking, can't think what it's called now. A Caucasian, White Russian. Are we in there now, are we?
Why are we so white?
Why are we not being seen on there?
I mean, we look so pale, I don't know.
That video's not playing. Anyway, there you go. Greetings, Tim Murray. Hello, Tim. How are you? It's quite a crew tonight, isn't it? There you go. We're gaining traction. And now we're back up to 7. Ellen's got an announcement she'd like to make. It's a serious one, this. So I'm just gonna keep quiet for a minute. We got some news. You go on and honey, you tell them.
I don't have news.
Right, yes you do. Come on, tell them. Don't be shy.
Shut up, I don't have one.
Doesn't really. I just want her to interact. Ask Ellen a question. Ask Ellen a question only a Filipino.
You told me to just sit here.
A Filipino could answer.
Oh, there you are.
There we're in now. Has it frozen again?
Where can we see the chats?
Jim, it's down the side there.
Okay.
Jim, nice to see Ellen has made an appearance. Yes, she has. She won't stay long, though. You know what I mean? She's so busy. There's this thing with Ellen, you know, like, you know, I'm a lazy man. She fits in and out, but she's got things to watch on TikTok, and then she's got things to buy on like live foods and things, and then she's got things to moan about and complain, and she has to move from room to room for different activities. And then she needs to like do something. She's a very busy woman. Such important things in her life.
I thought you were gonna read it from here.
Well, I'm trying to. There we go. I can't. I'm all over the place tonight. I can't read. That's too far away. I'm going to stick with this. Why don't you read the comments?
Where are we?
We're nice to see us make an appearance. Expected she will shades.
Tim Murray.
Hi, Ellen. Nice to see you.
Expecting
Oh,
chocolates.
Jack Star. Thank you very much, mate. That's a wonderful start. Ian, thank you very much, mate. Didn't have to do that, but I will raise a glass to you. Thank you, brother. What are you doing? What?
Did you put the what do you call that? Like coffee?
Of course I did. I put everything in it. It's a cocktail. When we're talking and we're interacting or whatever, you shouldn't really like pull someone's glass away and just have stone silences. We're in the middle of a conversation. She's like that out. We know when you're talking, you can be talking to someone, like one of my friends is talking to her, and she'll just like,
Wait, I didn't interrupt.
she'll just put her hand up so and get her phone out. She's like that. She doesn't say I'm busy. She just goes, very rude woman. Adam Fontenay, happy Monday, everyone. Hello, Adam. How you doing, brother? Jack Star, Jack Fund, of course it is, mate. All what goes in the Jack's Fund. How are what is your business enterprise this week? How are you getting on with your prototype? And how's your daughter? I hope you had some improvement in that area. Is your other one in the youngest one? She's in Leon now, is she? How's life in Siem Reap, Adam? Interesting post you did earlier on about those numbers. Still trying to get my head around the fact that Laos has had more tourists this year than the Philippines. But there you go. I don't know why anyone would go to Laos. But Simon Kendall, it's so sad for me. I can't be drinking. I have the flu again, so no drinking for me. Why can't you drink with the flu? I always think that's the best time to have a few whiskies. Get it out of you.
I can see your thumb.
Well, I don't know what else I can do.
Just read it from here.
I just said to you, I can't read it. It's too far away. Usually I'm like that, crouching down. I can't read over there. See my thumb. Lam says, oh my God, the lovely Ellen. Lovely Ellen, where? There's only this one. I think you need to get your camera sorted out, mate. But Jax, I know youngsters in Crete now was in Leon last week. It's all right for some. Yeah, I still can't get my head around people going Leon on holiday. There you go. Why not? I've had some decent nights in Calais. I mean, you can make the most of it wherever you are, can't you? Jack's our eldest daughter, no progress this week, but we keep going. Well, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step, and you're on the journey. Adam Fonte doing great. I'm enjoying the rain season, eating off the beers now. Easing off the beers now. Why does it do that? The beers now and hitting more coffee shops. Dating has been charming as well. Really? Dating with Kumars or dating with backpacks? And I'm assuming. I've heard it's quite hard to romance the Cambodian women. It's supposed to be very conservative, but I don't know if that's true because I'm not that kind of guy. I've never been a womanizer. Never.
Womanizer. Hold on.
You're drunk. What are you doing now? See, Ellen does this. She's great at pressing buttons that don't actually do anything. So now I don't know what she's done. I'm just behind. Right, there we are. Right. Simon Kendall. Nothing better than a shot of vodka with the microwave for 20 seconds. A good Polish remedy. Well, I agree. But you're the one who just said you can't drink because you're sick. Now you're telling me you've got these remedies. That's exactly right, mate. You need a couple of totties. Or toddies. What's the term? Toddies? Whiskey toddy? I don't know. Or some cough medicine. Oh, you get some fantastic cough medicines. Bit of Benylin and a couple of tots of whiskey. You'll sleep all night, mate. Jack Star. As for business, slow week. Not cracked it yet, brother. It's taking a long time, isn't it? I hope they're not being paid on peacetime. It's the contract that you pay for the final product, then, because they seem to be working on that for a long time. Mind you, nothing worthwhile is easy. It will be perfection when it's finished. Touch wood. And in fact, dating with Kuma girls, however you're right, it's with the open-minded Kuma girls that somehow speak perfect English, which are far and few in between. Track star, well done. Yeah. I got advice from a couple of very old guys on a couple of occasions in basically 40, 50-year expats alcoholics. Told me I'd met them by and they were telling me how to get hold of chemo women, and I was in a relationship, so I wasn't interested, and I don't think their advice was the best. But there you go. But never tried that down there. Not with locals. Anyway, I better watch what I say now.
Read it now.
Ellen is an incredibly jealous woman. It's I'm not joking. Everything.
Not.
She keeps putting a thing on my phone so she can track me when I'm here or there. Get little voices and things. Keeps asking people, in the bar, she's like, what time do you leave and all that. It's like, every time I go inside her, I say, Ellen's been asking about it again. She just phoned up. I'm like, oh God, drive you nuts.
Shut up.
Well, I don't blame you. You don't want to lose a catch like me.
Yeah, that's the last.
Right, Tim Murray, what does the crown symbol mean after your name? After my name, it means I'm the king of Bakong. I don't know. I mean, after your name, I haven't got one after my name, have I?
Yeah, what is this?
I don't know what that means. I think it means it's something to do with contributions or whatever. I noticed that for the first time on, I did a live stream Saturday morning. Was it Saturday morning? Yeah, from Sideways, Saturday morning, afternoon. And it appeared then. And I thought I must have done something on my phone because I'm always touching something if something happens or whatever. But I'm assuming now it's a new feature. Because Adam's got a 1.
Yeah.
I think that probably means he's made more comments than you because you've got a 3 and Jim's got a 3. And
Tim has 3 too.
yeah, but I'm saying, but Tim and Jim have not commented as much and we've not been involved because Jim's always Jim's a strong silent type. He doesn't say too much. He's the Gary Cooper of the chat room, so that would make sense. Whereas Adam, and we spoke a lot in the past. I don't know, what has Jack got? Jack must have a crown.
He doesn't have one.
But Jack doesn't have a crown. What the hell's going on here? That's blown my theory. I thought it was a number of times you talked. Jim's giving a thumbs up. God bless you, Jim. Thank you very much. We're up to 3. That means, if my maths any good, there's 11 people who haven't thumbs up. I'm just glad there isn't one where you can go like that, a finger up. I mean, that would be no good. I'd get lots of those. I'd get very upset. Jackstar, yeah, Adam, no dating this week. However, the nurse messaged me Friday and was kind of hinting to come round. But no, I was about to say, I thought you'd close the book on that one. Yeah, strong man, mate. If they're saying getting messages and things at the early hours, it's hard to resist. But you clearly made a strong stuff. Mr. Dave, the Brit man in the video looks cute. The Brit man in this video looks cute. Mr. Dave. There you go. She's not a man, mate. she's not British, but there you go. If you're talking about me, that's fantastic. Not often I get a compliment. Adam Fonte, ha. I have love-hate relationship with nurses. They're definitely psycho, but I like turbulence. Do you really? You bring chaos into your life, as one vlog used to say. There was a guy called Paul. He was English, but he lived in America for a long time. So he had a mixed accent. I can't remember what his channel was called. Or well, maybe I can. Paul Filipino's Adventures or whatever. And that would always be his expression. I brought chaos into my life, and I will not allow chaos into my life. And he'd met this woman, and she brought chaos into it, and he allowed chaos. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you're right. They're top chatters.
Oh, there you go. Ellen just said you're right. They're top chatters. Well, I know that because I don't understand why Jack hasn't got one. Maybe it's to do with the device you use or something. Simon Kendall, the crown thing seems a bit off. I agree. A bit off? Okay. You're just saying that because you don't have a crown, Simon. Don't be jealous. We will get you a crown.
Comment more.
Oh, whatever you can. Yeah, comment more. That's the way forward. Adam Fente, how's the rain been in central Versailles? I have no idea. I know how it's been here, but we haven't really been to. Or are you calling us central Versailles? I'm not that good at geography. That's been okay. We did have. I don't think it's rained in about.
Last week.
I think it's rained since last week. If I don't go out, I don't really notice the rain. But we did have a few weeks when it was raining more heavily than usual. But I don't think it's rained for a few days now. And then if you sleep through it in the night, you won't notice. But the armchairs. Are either you on Instagram? It's more of a photo posing thing, but some YouTubers also post on Instagram to promote their channel. No, I'm not on Instagram, but I'm wondering if I should be. I don't think I will be, but I think I mentioned the channel the other day. There's a guy I was going to contact about doing an interview in Patio when we were over there. And when I went to look for his contact details on his YouTube page, he was on everything. He was on Kick, he was on Instagram, he was all this. And I remember when he started his channel a while back, I thought, God, he's grown fast. How's he done that? And maybe, he's got a good channel though, but maybe some of it's because he's using social media. I don't really use anything. I've got a Facebook page, but I haven't updated it in like a year. Are you on? You're on Instagram?
They cannot see the crowns.
Okay, you're on Instagram, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who can't see the crowns?
Them. Look.
Okay, well, it seems you can't see the crowns unless you're on a laptop. I can see the crowns on my laptop. There you go. Jackstar, I did tell you all my divorce finally came through Friday. Quite sad, as I know her for 33 years, but happy that it's been done peacefully. Wish her the best. I'm happy, of course. No, you didn't tell us that. I remember something like that. Well, I don't know what to say now, because I would usually say congratulations. You're a free man, but you said you're a bit sad about it, so congratulations don't seem to be in order. Yeah, I don't know what you say to that. Well, it must be for the best, because you both decided. But yeah, sorry. Well, look, I'm sorry to work out, but I'm happy you're free to pursue other things. It's the best way I can put it, really. But no, you definitely didn't mention that, Jack. I remember little details like that, and that's a big detail. If I remember that your daughter was going to Leon and Crete, I would have remembered that you got your divorce papers to come through. I'm sure of it. See, she's whispering in my ear, can I go now? I never kept you here as a hostage. It's up to them. Let's have a poll. Can she go now? Look, you're distracting me from reading these. Where are we?
You're here.
Adam Fante. I never noticed the crown. Have I really talked that much? Yeah, you can't see the crown on the phone. laptop to read the messages, but when I look on the phone, I can't see it. So presumably whoever noticed that and said what was with the crown is obviously using a laptop.
But I think someone asked you about the crown earlier, right?
Yes.
So maybe
Adam
for some
Fonte, Central
people-
Versailles, Cebu, Negros, Bahol, Sigil. Why don't you make it really easy for me and talk at the same time I'm talking, trying to read things? Brian Street, oi from Swindon, Wiltshire, and have some strange weather in the UK. There's some big yellow ball in the sky. Cheers. This is what happens with Ellen, you see. It's like when I'm doing the quizzes. During the week, I will talk to her about stuff.
Oh, no, I'm just interested with the
she takes no interest whatsoever, and it's
Oh,
hard
is
to have a
that
conversation with her.
true?
The second I start doing the quiz and I start reading the questions out, and I only give them 30 seconds, she starts trying to talk to me. What does that mean? Where did that come from? Never shuts up. And then the second the quiz is
Because
over,
if I'm not gonna ask
I
you,
say,
I
what-
will forget, Simon. I will forget. So by the time that you're asking the question, I need to ask.
so I will say, wait for the break, and I wait back. So, what do you want to know, my love? And she's not
I have
interested.
a
So
poor memory.
there we go. But she's doing it again now. I'm trying to read this, and you're nattering away with sweet little comments. Where am I, my love?
Jim.
No crown, I'm off. Jack Star. I don't know why you haven't got a crown. Adam Fonte, Central Fast Food. Brian Street, oi from Swindon, Wiltshire. Have some strange weather in the UK. There was some big yellow ball in the sky. Jeez, I know we are catching up now. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's sunny weather, isn't it? You guys still got a heat wave there, I think, isn't it? I know. I watched a couple of vlogs in the UK in the last couple of weeks, and people have been complaining they got the fan on and the aircon and all the rest of it. Jim Pendergast can see the 3 crowns on phone 3 crowns superfan.
Really?
There you go. What does that mean on phone 3?
I don't understand. Look, he doesn't have a crown anymore.
Who?
Jim.
You're just taking your crown off, Jim. Maybe it's a setting on the phone then. Simon Kendall, have you ever thought of doing the Facebook group thing like Californian Expat? It's good for the members having a chat area for community building. No, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. But that seems a good idea. What, you have like a forum you set up on Facebook
like
or
a
something?
forum.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I will do that. I will get that done in the next couple of days. If only I knew a little person who was good at that kind of thing, with a lovely heart and very cheap to bribe. How about a couple of donuts? You sort that out for me.
I want eclairs.
Eclairs? Jack, no. No what?
Oh my God, you're not.
Bamsi Moi, so do you think the Philippines is a good location? It keeps jumping up. A good location when a zombie apocalypse kicks in. Jack Star. Oh, Jack Star! Mate, come on. Don't have to do that, but thank you. That's fantastic. You have sent enough one, haven't you? It's come out. I embarrassed myself once because I thought you'd sent one and I said thank you and you hadn't. It go down, but cheers, mate. Thank you very much. What's the Jack Star no for? Why did he say no, the last one? Anyway, let's come back to Bams Moore. I know the Moire's me. What's the Bams? What? Bams and what? Oh, you speak French, dear? Good Lord, woman. No, I think it's a terrible. I often thought about that. It's strange, I've grown up a bit now, but there were many years, up to about 10, 15 years ago, I thought about the zombie apocalypse a lot of times. A lot. And I remember reading many moons ago, before I had any idea of ever moving here, not something I'd even thought of. When I saw how easy the gun laws are here, I thought it might be, oh God. Oh, it's, anyway. No, someone's just, I just had an invite to something just popped up, but the thing goes on there. I will read that afterwards. So anyway, I thought all the guns in the Philippines, be easy to come over here, rob a couple of gun shops, go up to the jungle, fight the zombies off. But my God, this place is so crowded. There'd be loads of little Filipino zombies coming out of the trees and the bushes, and it'd be an awful place, awful place. Got to go somewhere cold, somewhere like Greenland, somewhere like that, you stand a lot better chance there. It's all in the numbers. That'd be a good book. I can imagine that now, the zombies. And then me and the old guys were all like locked up in sideways. And then Ewan would change it, like get the wooden boards and that over. Yeah, that could be a film. Jim Pendergast, stay Ellen. There you go, you got to stay. Jim said so. And Jim's a strong silent so he doesn't say much. But when he says it, you have to take notice. Hey, come on, you irons. Tracy Fisher is here. Have a look at the underdog about West Ham ICS Andy Swallow from the terraces to the raves. the Centre Force Radio. Great input from Irvin Walsh. Well worth a look. Yeah, he's become a bit more high profile, isn't he now, Andy? I have seen him on a few. I think I watched one of them, but I noticed about a year ago he started popping up on YouTube, because it was always Carlton was the big, like, he was everywhere, wasn't he? But I mean, Andy Swallow was like one of the top boys, wasn't he? I mean, like early days. But yeah, no, I'll have to look out for that. Remind me of that one. Ellen will not approve. She doesn't like.
Not listening.
Jackstow, yeah, Simon Kendall. That sounds a good idea. Sounds a very good idea. If you were here, Simon, I would give you a gold star for that idea. But you're not here, and we don't have any gold stars. But if you were and we did, that would definitely be a gold star. Good idea. Adam Fonte, you guys still planning on Thailand this year? Well, we're hoping to. We fly in 2 weeks. Something would have to go very wrong for us not to go now. But yeah, we Ellen I bought Ellen a suitcase for Christmas, and because I'm a romantic kind of guy. Was it this Christmas? No, it was last Christmas.
Yeah.
She's never used it, never gone away. A couple of months ago, her auntie asked her if she could borrow it, and Ellen never replied. Picked it up today, brought it down here, and the bastards have broken it. So there you go. It's Adam Fonte, Simon Kendall. For zombies, try Australia, an island the size of the US, but less than 30 million people. You can get the guns off the dead cops. Off the dead cops. Yeah. What would your weapons of choice be? You've got to remember, what would you have? Because I have thought about this an awful amount of time. If you were going to, you got your backpack, you got your thing and that, what would you be carrying around in weapons? Because I'd be interested to know, because I've thought this out long and hard. Me?
Yeah.
I've got a, I go a Browning 9mm just because I use one a lot in the Air Force. I'd have an M16, I'd have a pump action shotgun. I wouldn't have a shotgun goes over the shoulder. Obviously, I wear a thing around my waist. I'd have a machete and some kind of a hammer. I think that would be my thing, like a big hammer thing. You can't carry too much, but I reckon I'd be all right with that. They'd be my weapons of choice. I'd have a sad life, don't I? Although there is a lot of logic to, because you want something that spreads. So a shotgun would be good for that. The reason I'd take the M16 is because you could use it a rifle, if you were hunting. But I was taking it at one stage of an Uzi, because it was 9mm, so you could use the same rounds from the Uzi for the Browning. So I thought, keep the ammunition together. But then if you run out of 9mm, you'd have to. Anyway, it's a ridiculous conversation. Adam Fonte, where we are, Bryan Street, Underdog, good watch. Come on, you irons. Yeah, I'll have to watch that then. I'll have to watch that. It's Come on, yeah, Koi. She said, wonder what Koi stands for. It doesn't stand for fish, my love.
I just realised that now.
Come on, you irons. Adam Fonte, if the zombie apocalypse happens in the Philippines, I'll be sure to have Degerte in my squad. He'll eliminate all the zombies. Strange thing about the Philippines is there's supposed to be so many guns, and they've got these really lax gun laws and all that kind of stuff. But the gun shops here are a bit of a joke. I've only seen one. It doesn't seem to have anything in it. I think they must just fix guns.
I've seen one here.
Yeah, there's one. When you walk into, if you're going down, is it
the barracks?
No, when you're walking towards. I'm trying to think what the bloody road is. The road is Nautical Highway. So the Nautical Highway going towards City Mall on the left-hand side. But it says gun shop. It's got it's a tiny little one. I mean, unless you have to go out back from and show you the gun, it's just like a guy that looks like a watch repair shop or something. But I remember people telling me, you go to the nightclubs in the Philippines and you go over there, they've got racks to hand you guns in, and people take their guns out and hand them in the shopping centres, give them to the guards. I thought, really sounds like South Africa. But I've never seen it. I've never seen anyone take a gun out going to a nightclub. I've never seen anyone hand their guns over to the security guards when they're going shopping. I don't know anyone who's got a gun. So who knows? Seamus Doherty, what's your opinion on the digital Thailand arrival card? That's not you, is it, Seamus? As in sideways Seamus? Last week, Dave.
Yeah.
There was Dave Hoy. It's Dave Hoy, Scouse Dave, who was in it. was Alex and Dave and that. Loads
Yeah.
I didn't know it was them. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is, but that could be shameless. I don't have an opinion on it. Never used it. Don't know anything about it. I'm going to use it because I think I have to. It's one of those things.
It's just that recently.
It's only started recently. Some people say Westerners don't have to use it. When you look online, they say Westerners do have to use it. So I will use it. But Brent Trippin, he messaged me a few weeks back and said, be careful about or did he message me or was it a comment? Anyway, either way, he said, remember not to make sure she fills in the
Maybe that's the e-travel.
e-travel because his girlfriend forgot to do it and they knew he didn't let him out of the country. But he never said he had to do it. He said it was important for her. So I don't know about that. But if it's anything like the, as long as it's not like the American Esther, where you have to pay for it and you have to do it a couple of days in advance, then I don't have a problem with it. But as I say, it'd be the first time we'll do it. Bonsoir, semi-auto 22 silencer for regular zombies, then a 308 semi-auto, 308 for anything else. Well, there you go. There you go. Silencer. See, I hadn't thought of silencers. See, in my mind, at that stage, it's it's what types of zombies as well. I mean, are we talking the 28 days later zombies? Because with them, you've got to hide. You just got to hide. Doesn't really matter about the guns. They're so fast. There's so many of them. They'll get you. You've got to go to ground and wait it out. And in 28 days, they'll be gone. But the old zombies, they move so slow. I'm not worried about the gunshots and that. You know, I mean, I'll blow a few away and I'll be on my toes. You know, it's Seamus Doherty. No, you never met me. Haha. Oh, well, there you go. It's my loss. All non-Thais have to use it. Well, there you go. I will be using that. That's to get into Thailand, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about leaving because there's one here. What I was talking about is a new one here. You have to do it to leave the Philippines. It's the same as coming in. I had to fill it in to come in. So I imagine the Thai one is the same as the Philippines one. But now apparently we're supposed to fill one when we're going out as well. Which, given I've had to get an exit clearance certificate, given I'm having to pay the thingy tax when I go to the airport, why in God's name I have to fill out an electronic one as well is beyond me. Adam Fono, I saw a documentary about how ghost guns are made in Danao, Cebu. Fascinating stuff as usual because of the bureaucracy. The black market is cheaper. Yeah, well, tell you who the man to talk about those is. That's Jack Star. Jack Star's into his ghost guns. I know he's gone now. He might be killing someone, but we have reason to believe that he might be an assassin. You know, it's all cover stories, alibis. That's why he's on the chats, you see. That's why he does that, so people know he's there. Well, they think he's there, when in actual fact he's not. He's got it all set up. Someone else is doing it. He's out shooting some, I don't know, dictator from in some Eastern European country. Not that I have an active imagination. Simon Kendall, chainmail body. I think you were about to say Chiang Mai there. My eyesight's that bad. Chainmail body armor and a face mask, and for a weapon, combined blade and gun. Then for long distance, something like a sniper rifle and an assault rifle. But multiple guns would be best. Yeah, but like I say, you've got to carry them, Simon. You've got to carry them, mate. And you're going to be doing a lot of, hunter gathering in those things. That's why I've gone with a shotgun. Well, I've got two guns as well, haven't I? But I'm just thinking a shotgun's easy for spread. I might saw it off, but there'd be quite a lot to carry. You've got a sniper rifle and you've got a assault rifle and you've got chainmail. Not sure about the chainmail, mate. You might have to run. It's going to slow you down. Ella's looking at me thinking, what the hell are they talking about?
What did you end up talking about?
I don't know.
About zombies.
I don't know. Someone asked
This
it.
is strange conversation.
Well, Adam started. It's his fault. So I feel like I'm 10. I think you would need to worry about raiders more having said, and there was some nice robot dogs on the market that you could hack to have a good assault rifle mod. Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about the raiders. I know that's the way The Walking Dead when you're going to get all these. I think people would stick together more than that. The idea that you go, like they're going to 7, 8 people are going to come after me and try and rob me when I could shoot a couple of them. I mean, it just wouldn't be. People wouldn't last that long if they were losing such high numbers. Jack Star, I'm down with the mini tactical Tomahawk with a SIG sidearm and anything that 7.26 auto with day-night scope with 100 round mags. Yeah, the 100 round mags are a good one. I've got mine taped together. And yeah, see, that's the trouble, you see. You look at some of these guns. That's why I've gone with a Browning. And I got an M16 because I fired an M16 when I was in the Air Force. I did think of fucking having an SA80 just because I'm used to the Sulsat sight. I mean, a lot of these other guns, they look good, but, you know, I hadn't actually used them. But then you think that's stupid because they could be a lot better than the gear we used to have. But, yeah. I was thinking Derringer as well, just a little one somewhere, or Walter PPK. You know, just in your bag for when they, you know, they think they've got everything's gone, you just pull it out. Seamus Dahi. Hopefully there will be no old Canadian guys attacking you with a piece of wood in Thailand. Haha. Well, I don't think there will be. As I say, there are rumours that he is no longer with us. What sad news that is. But yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. There might be a mama son, like an easily Thai mama son assaulted me. What are you looking out for?
And why would a mama son assault gonna be a
Because they won't like that we're so in love and holding hands and being romantic in one of their bars. That's why. Jack Star, Ghost Guns.
I'm gonna go with you to the bar. I'm just gonna.
Am I in the middle of a conversation sitting on the floor talking to me as if I'm not even doing a live stream? What the hell? Ghost Guns are so easy as the barrel end parts. So you're going to look at that. She's creeping away. Well, you can say goodbye.
I'm gonna get something to eat.
She's going to get something to eat. There you go. She won't come back. Well, remember, leave the door open. I need a cocktail in a minute. I knew she wouldn't stay long. Goodbye.
You can ask me if you want.
I know. Okay. Thank you. Jack Star, who's dead Ghost Guns, as the barrels and parts that did fail and the early Ghost Guns are metal. AR5 Ghost about 6 hours, so I've heard. Yeah, well, I think we said before, didn't we, Jack? We were watching, I saw that documentary. I'm sure it was you I was talking. I think it was one of the first lives we did when we were chatting about that. They looked awful. It just looked like a joke. It was, they had that tournament and they'd all designed their own guns and they went down there and they kept getting stoppages and they were falling apart. You think, yeah. I mean, I was not in the market for one, but I have no idea why you would want one, unless you're a criminal or something and you can't buy one legally. Well, surely you can buy a dodgy one with a serial number. I can't see the point in them at all. Mind you, I suppose it could be the way if there's a zombie apocalypse, because as long as you've got enough plastic and that, and you know you've got a generator, you could just spend your days making ghost guns and selling them to the local survivors. I mean, there would be a boom in ghost guns then. Seamus Doherty, the road is far more scarier than any zombie movie. Simon Kendall, stick together. We have seen LOL. Have you seen how riots? No, I've got to be this close. I can't reach this distance. Right. Stick together. Have you seen how riots are no chance? And I would not be travelling around the secure, good location and stay put. Yeah, you've got to stay put as much as you can. That's what I would do. I would get high or low. I mean, I'd probably get high and be high. What are you doing now? Why are you, she's sitting on the, if you could, I'm going to pin the camera back. So she's on the floor eating donuts and milk. I don't know why. If you're going to eat, why don't you eat outside? I don't know. You're not part of the live stream if you're sitting on the floor.
I know, but I want to
anyway, Simon Kendall, maybe a mobile base in an armoured RV with mountable machine gun and some sort of grenade launcher, but converted fuel sources for renewable. I think we've gone about as far as we can go with this one. This is getting a bit nuts. Adam Fontaine, I hope you guys enjoy your trip to Thailand. I was thinking of visiting Thailand next month, but now the border point between Siem Reap and Bangkok is blocked. Only option is to fly. I know in politics. But I was thinking that the other day, though, because when I saw they closed it, I thought, well, that must be a nightmare. What if you're down in Siem Reap or whatever on a weekend? And I thought, because I thought they closed the borders completely. But you can just fly, can't you? Did you get the Giant Lotus when you went down there? I think you did, didn't you, the first time? I'd never get that bus again. So me, I'd fly anywhere. I'd never get a coach into Cambodia again. Scarred me. Trip down there was right, but the trip back when the axle went on the coach, that scarred me. God, what a long day that was. But thank you. We will enjoy Thailand. Well, Ellen will enjoy it. I don't know if I will, but she'll enjoy it. I was looking forward to it, but it seems we're going to spend every day wandering around this temple and that temple, bloody boat cruising. Not my idea of a holiday, but I'll take one for the team. Look, she's looking.
It's not like we're going to Thailand without visiting the temples.
Yeah, why don't you talk? No one can hear you. Kim Baslan, hello, welcome, Kim. Hello from Denmark. Greenland is a cold and too much snow. Yes, but not many zombies. And I'm sure the snow would slow them down. What's the population of Nuuk? It's only, have I said that right? I think the population of the island is only 60,000 or something, isn't it? Jackstar, hey Kim, currently strange chat, but it gets better, I think. Yeah, we're going to stop now. There you go. Jack has given the sign. I don't know why we went down this zombie route, and the views went down as well. What else should we talk about? Let's talk about South Koreans. Unless someone else got a better suggestion. What are your views on South Koreans? Anybody that's living in the Philippines? Or well, see, I've got a different view on that now. Positive or negative? I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I did a minivan instead of Lotus bus, but I'm still on my cheap Charlie days. Oh God, a minivan? That's worse. Trust me, Lotus is a million times better than the bloody minivan. God, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I got a minivan once from Pattaya to. We couldn't get it. Where did we get it to? I think it was Lomsat. Couldn't get it to Petrobras, but oh God, never again. I'd rather walk. It might take a few days. Good evening from the UK. Good evening, Brian Dawson. How are you, mate? Yeah, South Koreans. Oh, here we go. We start. Mr. Dave, I'm attracted to the Englishman in this live stream because he is handsome. I don't think you. I think you've clearly got good taste, mate. But I think you might be trolling. But there you go. But if that kind of trolling, I'll take it all day long. I agree. He is. Jim, hi Brian. We're in the UK. I thought you were saying hi, Mr. Dave. We're in the UK. Jim, it's anyway. I don't think this Korean conversation is going to go. I'll save it for a video. Brian Dawson, North East England. Be more specific, mate. We're well-travelled chaps. I'm sure we'll know where you are. It's Jackstar, what is the fascination with Koreans in the PI? I do wonder, as it seems they look down on the PIs. There you go. This is what I was going to ask you, because I have heard some very, very negative things about Koreans in the last couple of days when I was researching that disaster, a video I did, and it's made me completely rethink what the issue is here, because I always thought South Koreans were the biggest market here. The Filipinos love the South Koreans because they've got all these South Korean restaurants and all the rest of it. And lots of Filipino women I know love the South Korean boy bands. So I thought in my mind, South Koreans were hot shit in the Philippines and they were great. And then when I heard a lot of them were being robbed or whatever, I just put it down to the fact that they were wealthy, and they were just being targeted. But then some people made comments about how they've taken over the red light district and that in Angeles, and aren't particularly nice to people there. And I thought, I've never heard that before. That's strange. But when I typed in AI, when I was looking for research for the video, the AI answers came up that the reason they're being targeted is because they're not liked by Filipinos, because they come over, they're disrespectful, they don't mingle, they have an attitude of looking down on Filipinos. And there's a growing resentment, and that's why they're getting attacked. It's not for the money that they're being singled out. They're being singled out because they are South Koreans, and Filipinos don't like the way they're being treated by South Koreans in the places there are a lot of South Koreans. Now, that rang a bell with me. I'll shut up in a second. But the reason I'm saying that is I've got a mate called Steve back in the UK who's a very left-wing guy, more left than me, not a racist bone or a discriminative bone in his body. He lived in China for about 10 years teaching. And God knows how he lasted, but he loved it over there. He loved the Chinese culture and all the rest of it. I don't, if you watch my video on China. But he went to South Korea to teach, and he left after 6 months. And he said it was the worst experience of his life. Didn't like the South Korean culture, that basically he was looked down on because he wasn't South Korean. He wasn't worthy. You know, he was a teacher. He was like a servant and had no respect in comparison to when he lived, the Chinese people gave him. And I thought that's strange. If anyone else said that, I'd put it down to prejudice. But Steve's not like that, and it always stuck in my mind. And then now I have seen this, I'm starting to wonder: are South Koreans like that? Because there aren't any South Koreans in Dumageddon that I know of. But anyway, I've said my piece. That's why I'm asking. I'd like to know what your experiences are of South Koreans, chaps. Simon Kendall, the only thing I can say about South Korea is that the plastic bottle beer was novel, but it's not the best. Seeing someone peeling carrots in the gutter outside the dinner around the market. There we go. Brian, Jarrow, South Tyneside. There you go. I know Jarrow. Well, I don't know Jarrow. I don't think I've been to Jarrow, but I know of it. I know where it is. There you go. What's the weather like in Jarrow? Simon Kendall, and the turtles in the market was a bit interesting. I believe they have pretty big organised crime situation over there like Japan. Oh, interesting. Brian Dawson, but currently on my lunch break near Sunderland. I know I have been to Sunderland a few times. Jim Pendergrass. What do you have for your lunch? Sandwiches or something more exotic? And what's your job? Jim Pendergrass. What? Oh no, he's told me Paul works for Cargo. Yes, I'm sorry, mate. I do apologise. Yeah. Why are you saying that? Personal. No, it's not. What do you mean? Oh, I'm not allowed to ask you what your job is. It's personal. I thought for a second I got you mixed up with the guy I was talking to the other week who worked for a car company. I think you're the same guy, aren't you? I thought you were saying why you've asked him that before. It's not personal to ask someone what their job is. Jim Penner, South Koreans have a massive community in New Malden. Do they really? There you go. Did not know that. Have you had much interaction with South Koreans? Jackstar, I suggest you all look back at Simon's old China vlogs. I loved them. Yeah, God, China, mate, China. My God. Mr. Dave, I'm not trolling. I just happen to be a homosexual. Well, there you go. And yes, a homosexual with good taste, I must say. But there you go. Kim Busland, which 3 months do you think is the best to visit the PH with low humidity? People ask me questions like that, mate, and I'm not being difficult, but I don't know. I don't really know the Philippines. I mean, all I can tell you is, because you got to remember, the Philippines over 7,000 islands. I think the climates are very different at different times of year on different islands. So it's like I've been here approaching 2 years now, and the first year there was very little rain. So I was telling people there is no rainy season in the Philippines. But then this year it's rained like 10 times as much. So obviously there is. I can't recall 3 months here that were particularly humid. I don't really find it humid over here compared to other places I've lived. But Ellen is still here. So what would you say are the best 3 months to visit?
December to February.
December to February, she says. I'll ask her later on, why did you say that? And she's like, I don't know, the first 2 months I thought of. I can guarantee it. Filipinos don't like loose face, and she just realised that. She's looking on her phone now. So
because I forget the term. Hold on.
Winter.
Yeah. No. Hold on. They call it the monsoon.
Sunny at the moment, surprisingly. Well, it's been sunny for a long time, isn't it, mate? Good. Long may it continue. From my experience, and from the South Koreans, get a bad impressions from Westerners in the PH. To me, it's understandable. South Korean tourists in PH, Vietnam or Thailand, they don't mingle with others and allowed. Well, you see, I don't think I've ever been to a place where there've been a lot of South Koreans. That's what amazed me when they said that, when I did the research and I found out South Koreans were the biggest market, because they're not here. Apparently, a few years ago, there were quite a few Chinese, but they've gone. I'd say of the Westerners here, and Indians are supposed to make a big number here. I don't know any Indians in Dumageddon. So it's obviously different cities. I say South Koreans, I've heard there was a lot in Angeles. So I don't really have the experience of them. But I mean, Chinese, yeah, let's face it, I'm being honest. They're rude, they're arrogant. I know it's a cultural thing, so then they don't understand our culture, but it's like when we were staying in Cebu. We had a nice couple of quiet breakfasts in the hotel. Then one day, this Chinese family arrived, and I'm just sitting there marvelling, because you've got, like, all the hot plates where the food covers are on, And they just walk in, take all the food covers off, just carry on. No, most people would put them down to stop the heat getting out, and just stuff like that. It's just strange. They seem to live in a zone of their own where nothing matters apart from what they want to do. Whether Koreans like that, I do not know.
I have the answer in assignment.
Are Koreans like that?
It's due to the northeast monsoon, which brings cool, dry air from the north.
There you go. December, January, February. The monsoon season brings cold wind. Ellen has just Googled that, so it must be right.
Because I forget the term.
So then when that's the best time to come. Where are you going to go to? Yeah, it is Brian. Yeah. Sorry about that, mate. I didn't recognise the name at first. Yeah, he works for Parts for Nissan. That's it. Yeah. Jim Busson. Okay, thanks for the info. You're welcome, mate. Jackstar, what's the update on your current accommodation moving forward? You still looking or just happy to stay put? Staying put, mate. Staying put. I am. Yeah. Ellen wants to move more than me. And I've said to her, like, if something better comes up, then we'll move. But I did say to her after, because it was really close to moving into Alex's place, that when I did the video on. Still sometimes regret not doing it, it's one of those things, but we did it now. We end up staying here. But I said to her after that, like, because she would try to say me something else, and now that's it. Wait until we've had the holiday. It's too much stressful just looking at things, just wasting our time. I'm happy here until, and then when we come back from Thailand, we might look at it again if something comes up. But I'm quite happy staying here. A couple of times since we didn't move, I've come home from places, opened the kitchen, walked in and thought, I'm happy we're still here. We made the right decision, and then about 7 hours later, 3 o'clock in the morning, the electric goes off and it goes down. You think, Christ, why didn't we move? But there you go. Mr. Dave, the Filipina in this stream is friendly. She's just drunk, mate. That's what she does. She has a cocktail, a donut, and then falls asleep in the corner of the room. When she's sober, she can be vicious, evil. What are you looking at for?
You just said to me earlier that you missed picking up on me.
Right, Adam Fonte, there's a lot of Koreans in Cuba and Bohol. Oh, Cuba. Cebu. I've got to bring this thing closer again. I don't know why I'm fooling myself. I can read that all the way. There's actually direct flights from Seoul to Panglao. So once you go there, you will see a lot of Koreans and a lot of Filipinos that speak Korean. Really? There you go. So you look at that. We're finishing our own sentences then. Really? That's a sign that we've been together too long. Tracy Fisher, South Koreans not liked in Indonesia. Big community in Jakarta. Very clannish and rude. So this is interesting because I'm not going to generalise. Well, obviously I am going to generalise because obviously there'll be exceptions to the rule. But I never really heard that. Apart from my mate Steve, and this will be many moons ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, even longer than that. It's probably closer to 10 years ago. First time I'd heard it, thought that's strange. Never heard that from anyone else before. I never really given it a thought. But then what people are saying, it's only the last week that I ever even thought about it, but that was what a lot of the sources online were suggesting. Simon Kendall, I've seen a lot of Indians in Manila and Koreans own a lot in the Angeles area, apparently in Mactan also. Yeah, people have said that, because one guy said in the comments again, obviously I think he was joking, that that's one of the reasons they brought the Filipino vlogging laws in. It's not because of vitality, it's because a lot of South Koreans have bought bars and that in red light districts in, Angeles and that. They don't like vloggers going down their faces, get caught on camera, so they've paid a few bribes to get it banned and cracked down on. Whether that's true or not, I do not know. It's probably not. I'm just saying what someone said in the comments. Jim Pendergast, what, no Glenn? No, it appears not, which is very sad. Yeah, unusual for Glenn not to be on the stream. That'll be 2 in a row he's missed, because he missed. I did an impromptu one on Saturday, and I didn't expect to catch anyone on there. But every time I do a live stream, I always wonder if Glenn will be there, because a couple of times I've done him at ungodly hours and he just pops up. I think he's an early riser. Adam Fonte, it's unfortunate because Filipinos love Korean culture, but Koreans look down on Filipinos. I've also heard that for foreigners living in Korea aren't accepted, no matter how hard they try to assimilate. Well, that's what Steve was saying. You know, when he said they look down on Filipinos, he would say they look down on anyone that isn't South Korean. And I think Chinese can be a bit like that as well. A lot of Westerners can be like that, you know. None of us are perfect, but yeah, you don't expect that. I know it's ridiculous, but because we're Caucasian from the West, a lot of countries you go to, you just know you do get shown a bit more respect than other cultures. But apparently not in South Korea, not in China. So there you go. I've never wanted to go there, and now I really don't want to go there. Now I've heard this. Adam Fonte, it's unfortunate. And you're right, they do. The Filipinos do love the culture. That's why I'm surprised. Because I thought they were, you know. I mean, how many? Hello, Mrs. How many Korean buffets are there in Dumaguete? There's a lot, isn't there? I don't know the exact figure, but I mean, it must be at least 10. Yeah, there's a lot, at least 10 or 11 in Dumaguete. You've got a couple down at the North Point. You've got 2 on the road down Honolulu. Yeah, there's lots. I mean, I don't know why. I think the food's lousy myself, but it's yeah. Simon Kendall. I found Chinese people in China were good, but any time they were on a cruise or anything, it was the stereotype. Yeah, God, Chinese people. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They just you see when I lived in Jomtien, when they get off the coaches, just pile in and knock people out of the way. It's but in their minds, they're not being rude. I get that. It's just because we're from a different culture, but they can be damned irritating and just spitting outside. You're sitting there having your breakfast. It's like Chinese stores getting sort of gobbling on the floor, and you're like they're a meter from where you're eating. It's Anyway, there you go. I better shut up now. I'll get the channel closed down for hate speech. Jim Pendergast, New Malden, biggest South Korean community outside South Korea. Is it? I know you just said it was a big community. Really? Wow. That is a very interesting fact. It's a bit obscure though, Jim. I'm just thinking, could I get away with putting that in the quiz on a Thursday night? Where is the biggest South Korean community outside of South Korea? We'd have New York, Ontario, somewhere else, Tokyo or New Malden. See, people would know it had to be New Malden because it's too obscure. Trevor Harvey, hello from Tokyo. Hello, Trevor. How are you? Trevor Harvey. I mean, they think. There you go. That's phone me. Am I missing something, Ellen? Hello from Tokyo. I mean, they think. Well, welcome, Trevor. You see, now Trevor has turned up, so there's always a chance that Glenn will turn up. Adam, phones up. From what I've seen, though, Koreans definitely spend their money when they travel. One of the best nightclubs in Cebu, Icon. I remember seeing the VIP tables filled with Korean guys. Yeah, but how much do the VIP tables and that cost in the Philippines? It can't cost an awful lot, can they? I mean, it's no idea. I've only been to Cebu once, but you know, I had a business in spent many times ago in Vegas. Well, we used to do like VIP service. We get tables in the clubs, and our base rate was $800 for 2 bottles of. You had a choice of. It was either Sky Vodka, I can't remember what they were in, and 8 mixers, and that was $800. And that was the bottom package. So I bet they're not paying anywhere near those prices in Cebu. I very much doubt it. I'd be surprised they're paying more than $100 a bottle here. Amazed. Brash. Hey Simon, trust all is well with you and Ellen. Tell us about the upcoming trip to Thailand. What are your plans? Hello, mate. Yeah, all is good, thanks. My plans are to. I'm thinking of getting. If I'm being honest, I'm thinking of getting some rice in or something to poison Ellen. Not enough to kill her, just to make her sick. So we'll go out for the first day. We'll go out for the temple. We'll go out for a lovely meal. Then she'll get a bit of a stomach upset, and I'll get a doctor to come and look at her, and she'll spend the rest of the week in a hotel. And I'm going to go out down Tree Town. I'm going to get smashed. And do
you
lots
don't
of
have to do that. I'm not going with you. Just let Maybe.
Oh, okay. I know. Can I have a cocktail, please, sweetheart? Thank you very much. This is ridiculous. I'm going to live stream. She's sat on the floor. Yeah, no, the plans are, on a serious note, we're going to Bangkok for 3 nights, and then we're going down to Pattaya for 5 nights, and then we're going. What the hell are you doing? Can you not walk? Do you want me to help you out? Help.
Come on, I can do it.
Strange woman. It's
What's the measurement again? What that for the
a cap. The cap of
For the-
vodka. Fill the milk to the top. A cap of the vodka. The bottle cap.
Yeah.
Pour the vodka in that, and
How
then
about the other one?
a shot of coffee liqueur, the chocolate coffee liqueur. So yeah, what we're saying, sorry. Yeah, so we're going to have 3 nights in Bangkok, and then 5 nights in Pattaya, and then we're coming back. But to be honest with you, Ellen wants to do a lot more than I thought we were going to do, and I'm starting to think, yeah, we should. So I'm starting to think I might change the plans, because I think 3 days in Bangkok's going to be enough for what she wants to do, because there's so many bloody temples and dinner cruises and that. You know, we're just going to be rushing to get everything done. And I would at one day like to go to Sukhumvit and do a bit of shopping and stuff. So we might change that. I might stay for 4 days in Bangkok and 4 nights in Pattaya. But that's the plan at the moment. That is the plan, mate. Simon Kendall, my point is the Chinese that are on holidays are incredibly wealthy and entitled. When I say wealthy, 10 million US dollars plus. Yeah, well, I'm sure they are. Yeah. But it's not just that, Simon. I mean, I met some nice Chinese people over there, but I don't like the way they treat the animals. I don't like. There was nothing about the culture I liked, which is fine. It's their culture, but it's not fine. You shouldn't be cooking dogs alive and stuff like that, mate. It's barbaric. Jim Pendergast, just heard the fact about New Malden. Check it out. That's incredible, that is. That's absolutely incredible. A little place like New Malden has got more. Wow. Frank Wayne, hi Simon. My Asian cultures are uncomfortable with imperfections, their own and those of others. There are lots of pressure to please their parents and be perfect. Yeah, well, I think that's you don't really get that in the Philippines, do you? But that is very much an Asian. I think that's the same in China. Well, I know it's the same in China. So I'm not surprised it's the same in Korea or South Korea, and I imagine it's quite similar in Japan. I mean, Trevor will know if he's still there. You might know. I don't know about.
Can you finish this? I poured a lot of milk.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Don't spill it on me. Thank you. Thank you, my gorgeous princess. Cheers, chaps. What? Right, sit down for another minute. No, come here and join in. It looks ridiculously weird.
I know. No, I'm gonna go there now.
Right, anyway. Okay, there we go. Ellen is back. Where are we going with it? You can do the chat for a minute. Where are we? Careful though, the bottom of the laptop.
Yeah, where are we?
Right, so we're Trevor Harvey. I have been to Korea. The best thing is the food. Did you like the food over there, mate? It's yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, you get what you pay for, don't you? I mean, it's like, you can have a lousy steak in a restaurant, and you can have a fantastic steak in a restaurant. You have to pay more usually. So when I say the food is lousy, I've only really had it with Ellen in Korean restaurants and Korean buffets over here, and they have been cheap, compared to Western prices. So maybe if I went to a top dollar South Korean restaurant, I might think it's great. But the one we had in Cebu, it was just so bland. I like spicy hot food. There was nothing, when we go to the buffets in Thailand, they'll have the nice green chilies and the red chili sauces, and that was just, I just thought it was really bland, that one. But maybe that was just a bad restaurant. But I say, never been to Korea.
Don't you like the side dishes?
Is that a comment, or are you asking me?
I asked you.
No, I don't like anything about it.
Oh, I thought I'm gonna. Okay.
Well, either read it or show
Okay, fine. From Kim Basland, is it milk you are drinking?
It's a white Russian, mate. It's a cocktail. So it is vodka, Kahlua, and milk. Yes, it's a milky cocktail.
Adam Fenter, Definitely let her do all the touristy things in Bangkok, like the Golden Buddha, King's Palace, Soy Cowboy, and a few of the malls. Yes, I agree.
Do you know what Soy Cowboy is? It's a red light district.
Really?
So yeah, that's Soy Cowboy. We'll go down Nana as well.
Trevor Harvey. Japan in Tokyo is more Western, but massive family pressure in the countryside.
Well, there you go. There you go. Massive family pressure. Yeah, I kind of thought it'd be like that. I watched a documentary last night on YouTube about Japanese prisons, and my God, that was mind blowing. Don't like the idea of those. Carry on, sweetie.
Another one from Trevor Harvey. Try kimchi. I don't like kimchi. You never tried kimchi, right?
Ellen doesn't like kimchi.
I don't like it.
And I don't think I do either. We had it on that side. We had it in. It was one of the side dishes in Cebu.
Wait, but you didn't try.
I did it. I tried everything. I didn't like any of it. I mean, when I say this, listen, I am one of these people. I will eat anything. You know what I mean? I don't leave food. I think it's a sin. When I was at school in my younger days, if you left food, you were told that there were starving babies in Africa that could do stuff with that. And I don't know. It's just the way I am. I don't leave food. So we'll go to restaurants like that. There's no way I didn't eat every side dish there. There's no way we let food go back. So I would have tried everything. But then we'll go and then we'll say, like, you must have really enjoyed that. And well, no, so I remember eating that meal. I remember having it. We finished everything because it was an eat as much as you like. And they came back at the end and said, do you want? And we said no. So I know we'd eaten it, but there was nothing there that I thought that was nice. So I had kimchi and it didn't do anything for me. Because I remember now you said, I don't like that. And I said, well, I'll eat it then. So there was kimchi, but no, I thought it was not for me.
Frankly, Brian.
Well, you got to read it.
If you could take Japanese organization and manners, Filipino friendliness, and Thai sense of fun, you would have the perfect Asian location.
I think you're going to say you had the perfect woman or something. I said the perfect wife. Yeah, I suppose. What countries have you got in there?
Japanese, Filipino, Thai.
Yeah, as long as you've got Thailand. Yeah. So it's Japanese organisation.
It's the manners for the Japanese, friendliness for Filipino, sense of fun for Thai people.
I agree with
Thai.
it. And I would say the looks of a Chinese. There you go. That'd be a perfect combination. Blew me away. I mean, obviously, I'm very lucky. They're relevant. But when I went to Cambodia, to China, when I got to the airport, a couple of people said to me the women in China are very attractive, and I thought they're women in Thailand are attractive. We're talking about they're not going to be better looking than women in Thailand or the women in the Philippines. But I was amazed when I got to the airport. There were some stunning Chinese women, all incredibly well dressed. It was like they were not like the Chinese people we have in England. That's all I'll say. But not a stereotype that I ever had of China, but some incredibly attractive women there.
Jim Pendergast.
And an incredibly attractive man, but then I left.
Just checked. 10,000 to 20,000 largest population in Europe of South Koreans, also 600 North Koreans expats largest in Europe.
Oh yeah, but I thought you said in the world earlier on, didn't you?
Europe.
Okay, I'm not being pedantic. Just when you said in the world, I thought that's incredible. How can that be? Amazing fact. When you say Europe, that makes a bit more sense if it's Europe. I get that because I'm thinking, yeah, I can see that in Europe. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But you're thinking in the world, how would that be? Why would they not be like, why would there not be a bigger community in Bangkok or than New Malden? But there you go. Who knows?
Alan Fente. Laws are changing, so you might find it difficult to try some. What is this?
In Thailand.
Mary Jane?
Mary Jane. Marijuana. Cannabis, yeah. Is that what you call it, Mary Jane?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? I tell you, the law.
It stops
What?
on July 20, right?
Who said?
I don't know. I just read it somewhere.
Who said that?
From the page, I think.
I don't think it can. Anyway, I don't know. It might not. It might have stopped. I watched a Newton the other day, and apparently they've agreed to ban it again. But it's never banned. Nothing is banned in Thailand until they print it in the Bangkok Post. And as he said at the time, they've agreed to ban it, but that they could print it tomorrow. They could print it in a month. They could print it whatever. And I said to Ellen, I'll tell you what they'll do. They'll print it the day before we leave. And lo and behold, we're leaving on the 21st. She just said it's banned on the 20th, which is what I always predicted would happen. But I don't think the Bangkok Post would give notice. Usually when they print it, they say the law is the law now. It's the way it works over there. Until it's been in the Bangkok Post, it's not banned. Google has the Bangkok Post printed the ban of, which is a strange law over there, but things aren't law until they're in the Bangkok Post. Bash Simon, can you and Ellen rank your top South Asian cuisines in order of preference?
Oh, I can't join that.
Ellen's never been out. I've never been out to Philippines. So she couldn't, I'm afraid. And I'm not speaking for her. She just said I can't do that.
Here.
Hold on a second.
The sale.
The new regulation bans the sale of cannabis and spoken cannabis unless under supervision. The amount of cannabis sold is limited to 30 days use. It's a Bangkok Post. Oh, Jesus.
You can't read it?
I don't think it is. Because this is June 26th. And anyway, I'll have to read this later. I can't do it in a live stream. Anyway, so it might be
2025.
Yeah, but I can't, Ellen, I'm talking to people. You know, I can't be reading that and doing the thing.
Gosh, it's so hot.
Thank you. I have that effect on women.
Shut up.
Trevor
Harvey.
So anyway, in terms of your foods, I love Thai food. Ellen does. She likes, we eat pad kaprao a lot. She likes pad kaprao. She likes green curry. She likes tom yum.
Number one.
Yeah.
Top on the list.
And she's going to have tom sum when we go. I'm going to get her on the old, I can't wait to see her have some papaya salad. Pet Mac.
Pet.
I like a lot of her, but so we'll ask us that question again when we get back from Thailand, mate. Japanese women are the best in Asia. Jim Pendergrass probably did say the world, my mistake. There you go. I thought, yeah, because you did, but it doesn't matter. We all make mistakes, mate. But I'm thinking that doesn't make any sense in the world. Why on earth would they all come to New Malden? But in Europe, I can get it a million. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Adam Fine, Thailand. All selling has been illegal in Thailand for decades, but here we are. It's a good opportunity for her to try, since there's none in the PH, just for the experience.
What is
this? Listen, mate. I don't partake anymore, but there's a lot in the Philippines, mate. There is a hell of a lot in the Philippines. And there are a number of places in clubs where you can go in do with that if that's what you want to do. So there you go. What?
MG?
Well, I'm not going to say where they are here. I'll tell you later. You know where one of them is. Anyway, there we go.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know.
Open that door when you go up the stairs. Trevor Harvey, Ellen, have you eaten Japanese food? What do you think?
Nope.
Yes, you have.
What?
She says she's never had Japanese food, mate. She loves ramen. Where do you think ramen noodles come from?
I thought it's from South Korea. I thought it's from Korea.
No, it's Japanese. And what about?
It's not
what about when we go to that sushi restaurant I like down the North Point? Where do you think the sushi comes from?
Oh, I thought that's South Korean.
So there you go. There you go. This is what we're dealing with. She thought sushi was South Korean, and she thought ramen was South Korean. No, it's a Japanese. There's a restaurant I like. I've taken her a few times that I like. It's a Japanese restaurant anyway. Yes, so she has had Japanese food. You're not particularly keen on the sushi, are you?
Yeah, no.
Not a fan of sushi. Quite likes ramen noodles though. South Korean.
Can you count the takoyaki? I like takoyaki.
Is takoyaki Japanese?
Yeah, I think it is.
She likes takoyaki. I don't mind it either. It's not great though. These little balls that they get here. I mean, it's not authentic. I mean, it's just, but it's okay. Truly progressive. Friendly correction from a former US bartender. A White Russian is 1 shot of vodka, approximately half a shot of Kahlua, poured over ice and topped with half and half. A little richer than just milk. Well, this is full fat milk, mate. This is as creamy as you can get over here. But I hear you. I'm not a perfectionist, and I'll tell you now, it's not actually Kahlua. It's coffee liqueur for 180 pesos, I think, a bottle. So I'm skimping because they didn't have Kahlua in the shop. Adam Fenn, I see. Looks like I wasn't as resourceful during my time in the PH. Yeah, but it's not saying it bothers me, mate. It's not. You know, I've been many times people, well, on the odd part, you know what I mean. But but no, it's there is a very active community here on that side. Jack Star, I do like Japanese food. What is your favourite Japanese food then, Jack? Do you like what is it? Is it sushi or is it ramen? See, there was a Japanese restaurant when I was in Leicester called Little Tokyo near I'm trying to think where it was. Doesn't really matter where it was. Yeah. I went there a lot, and there were quite a few dishes I liked there, but they're all basically noodles. I can't remember what we call them now, but there was some quite good food there. I mean, the ramen there was light years ahead of the ramen here. I mean, it's quite poor the Japanese food here. But then, you know, unfortunately, a lot of places you go to, they're quite cheap there. That's the reality of it. Don't have that many expensive restaurants. So most of the places you go to are, you're not going to get the greatest quality food, you know what I mean? Unlike in Thailand. And then finally, Ellen doesn't like sushi. Does she like kinilau? Do you like kinilau?
Not so much.
I do.
I don't like raw.
I do. I had that. I would never order that. But I've had it a few times. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah.
You know what kinilau is?
Yeah, it's the raw fish with like the
you try it?
Where? First time I had it was at the rum bar. Hazel said she was going to cook it. Cook it. She was getting the fish. She had a party when she came back, and they got a huge thing and made kinilau. And a couple of times I had it. I think I went out. Anyway, I've had it a few times, but I quite like it. But I'd never ordered it in a restaurant. That's right. Simon Kendall, I had a fantastic omelette that was folded like a calzone, filled with rice in Tokyo. I'm guessing an omelette is an omelette. That sounds all right. I know they like their omelettes. I've seen the old street food in Tokyo and that they do like really thick eggs, omelettes and things. And in Fonte, at least she's consistent. Yeah, there's no ambiguities there. There's certain things. Yeah, she's fussy. I often say to her, like, you know, she'll always tell me how tough her life was up in the mountains and all this kind of stuff, and I didn't have this as a kid and things. But my God, she's fussy as anything. I'm thinking, you know, how can you complain about you? And the only way you can be that fussy is if you were spoilt rotten as a child. You know, it's like it's just, you know, hardly anything. It's as far as I'm concerned, how am I fussy?
The difference is you're still gonna eat.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna make a fuss too.
I don't make a fuss.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, I'm not. That's making a fuss. What are you talking about? Trevor Harvey, Japanese food is bad in the Philippines because the chefs are usually not Japanese and the rice is different taste. Yeah, well, you know, but it's also the price, mate. I mean, it's, you know, if the place we go to, the ramen noodles there are, I think it's 175 pesos. So you're not going to get the greatest ramen noodles, are you? But I mean, that is the price. They can't afford to charge more than that because obviously the average Filipino couldn't afford to eat there. So there's always like a compromise. I mean, it's a lot of the places you go here, you know, you're not going to get, you know, there are, mind you, the Kingswood does an amazing steak for 500 pesos. They do 2-for-1s on a Saturday night. And friends have told me they're infinitely better than the 3,500 peso steaks they do up at the barn. So there you go. I mean, but Adam Fonte, omurice, Simon. I love the Japanese dish. Omurice? I don't know if that's a joke that's gone over my head or that's actually a dish. I've never heard of it, Adam. Never heard of it.
It's a rice.
Well, I know it's a rice because it says something. Trevor Harvey. Sushi has to be fresh to be good, which means expensive. I'm not so sure over here, though, Trevor. I'm not arguing here. Don't think I'm being obstreperous for no reason. But I would imagine that the fish here probably is fresh. Because you think about it, where we are in Dumaguete, you know, you've got the boats coming in and fish is cheap here. I mean, Ellen complained, she was complaining the other day that the fish has gone up because it was like, it was still 250 pesos for a kilo, which by Western standards is incredibly cheap. I mean, the seafood and the prawns and things here are very cheap. So I don't know if it comes in frozen or not, because they do really nice tempura prawns at the place I like to go to, and only 175 pesos. So, I mean, I don't know, it's like, you know, yeah, I get what you're saying, but one of the things I found in the Philippines is the fish is good. I'm not really a fish eater, but it's the beef and the chicken and the pork that's not always up to standard. Adam Fonte, is Ellen pro Baloo or not? How about Isor and Quirk? Have you ever eaten Baloo? She's never had Baloo, mate.
I don't like blue.
Yeah, but you say you don't like
Really?
it. Have you ever had it?
Yeah, I tried.
So you have tried it?
Yeah, only the what do you call it? The egg. But the rubbery, what do you call it thing?
I
I
didn't.
don't like.
I found the egg rubbery, not the bird. I just swallowed the bird. The egg was really rubbery.
I never had.
Okay, well, I've had it and I think it's lousy. I didn't think she's tried it. I didn't think she's ever had it. What about these other things?
Isaw? I like isaw.
What's isaw?
And quack.
What's isaw?
Chicken intestines.
Isaw's chicken intestine. I've had chicken intestines in Thailand. You know, one of my favourite dishes in Thailand was chicken's arseholes. But that's a different story.
You tried
Quack. Have
I
I?
tried quack, yeah.
When did I try
What do you
that?
call that bird? Those little,
Quails.
yeah, quail eggs.
Oh yeah, I like quail's eggs. Yeah, I love quail's eggs. Quail's eggs are a delicacy. Trevor Harvey, different fish, no bluefin tuna. Oh, of course. Yeah, bluefin tuna. Yeah, it costs you a fortune. It's the most expensive fish in the world, isn't it? Yeah, no, I get that. Scott again. Hi, Simon from Scott, New Zealand. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the party, mate. How's life treating you? Trevor Harvey also is specialist skill to cut out the sushi. It takes years of training, especially if you're going to have blowfish. Yeah, I know. It's amazing. It's saying like 36 people a year die from eating blowfish. I did a quiz question on it once, and like 250 people get sick and nearly die. It's like, why anyone would eat that? I do not know. I mean, it's incredibly dangerous. It can't be that good. I'm sitting there thinking, now I can see you're biting me, but I'm thinking, no, but you were doing that, but you were still there. And I thought, how the hell is she there? Because of the delay, isn't it? I can feel you, but you've not moved. What? Yes, you can go. Ellen's going to go now. She's only so much. She can only have so much fun, and then she has to go to the toilet. That's what happens. She gets so excited. But you go off and do something important. You say bye.
God, my stomach.
Look at that. You're not there now, but you're there now. You're different script things, different speeds. There we go. Right. Good. Thanks, Jack Star. Having winter, hate cold. Adam Fonte, seafood is damn good in the PH for sure. Tuna is impressive. Yeah, the tuna is impressive, but not up to Trevor's standards because he's talking about the best of the best, isn't he? I eat bluefin tuna every week. Not that special here. Yeah, but it's still the proper stuff is really expensive. You know, the finest ones they can pay like I can't remember what the quiz question was, but it's a ridiculous amount. I'm sure it's a bluefin, not because the yellowfin's slightly cheaper, isn't it? I can't remember anyway. But I have thought a couple of times because Ellen gets these little silvery fish, which I have to gut, and they're all right. But I'm not really a fish eater. But a couple of times I said, why don't we get some tuna steaks? Because the tuna steaks are lovely. I do like a tuna steak. And she never really, she's not keen on tuna, so we never get it. Hey, Glenn has arrived. Greetings, one and all. You have been missed, Glenn. There have been several people asking, where is Glenn? A couple even said they don't tune in for the live stream for me, they tune in for you, which broke my heart. And I said, well, I'm hoping he'll arrive, and here he is. How are you, brother? Jim. Hi, Glenn. Jim. I'm going to give you some very good news now, Jim. Calm yourself now. You might get a bit excited here. You have got a 2 next to your crown now, mate. You've gone up. You've gone from a 3 to a 2. There we go. Jack Star. Now then, Glenn. Now then, Glenn. My granddad always used to say that. Now then. Now then. He'd say now then. And he'd always say steady on when I was a kid. Steady on now. He probably thought I was a horse. Scott Glenn, see Ozzy Osbourne had his last concert. He suffers with Parkinson's. So sad. I had no idea he was still going. I know he's got Parkinson's. He hasn't looked well for a long time. Remember seeing a documentary on him a few years ago. It was a documentary on his wife. Or no, it wasn't a documentary at all. It was that series, the Osbournes. But he looked pretty fucked then. I think it was just the alcohol and the drugs, because the way he was walking, the way he was holding his glass. But there you go. I might have said this before, I do a music quiz, and over the last few months of that, I've actually grown to like Black Sabbath. A few years ago, I'd have said they were crap, but I really quite like them now, or some of their songs anyway. Trevor Harvey now then is a Northern expression, isn't it? It is a Northern expression. It was a Northern expression, but my grandfather was from Derby, so That's well, it's not. It's the Midlands, so I mean, it's but yeah, it is. Glenn, hi Jim, Jack, and Simon. I'm surviving, thanks. I'd like to think you're thriving, mate. Thriving. I keep meaning to send you those specs for the generator, but I'm including Lazy Man. But we've got a brown out on the 10th of August. And I promised myself we're not booking the hotel for that when I'll have a generator sorted out by then. So I will hopefully over the next couple of days send you a couple of specs, Glenn. Just need enough power to be able to run the fan, maybe the aircon, and my laptop. That's all we need really. I'm not bothered about the rest of the house in the brown. I can just live in the bedroom if you want power. Glenn, me too, LOL. Scott Gein, my father was from Cornwall. Sadly, he died a few years ago. Miss him. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. It's sorry to hear that. You have my condolences. Cornwall's a lovely place. I do like Cornwall. Trevor Harvey, my father always said the north of my father said the north of Edgware Road. Honestly uninterested. Reet. Honestly uninterested. Where have you been for the last month or so? You've dropped out of the. You left us all hanging dry. You dropped out of the Speaking of Asia family. I will start that. Ellen, my sweet. Must remember to start this Facebook group. I will start that. This thing that Simon was talking about. The Speaking of Asia Facebook thing. I don't mean now. I mean, we'll have to do that, definitely.
Oh my God. So you're just going to have 1 hour of sleep every day?
Adam Fenty, these days, what are you drinking? Mostly White Russians. Well, yeah, I tell you why. I don't really drink in the house at all, really. And but I like to have a beer occasionally, a drink, so, when I do the live stream sometimes. And I thought we're getting these because the trouble is with bottles over here, it's really hard to get rid of the bottles because you can't recycle them and things. So I just thought it would be easier. I mean, I got a bottle of vodka for this about a month ago, and there's still like a quarter of it left in there. So I mean, yeah, that's the reason why. But no, what I'm out. Purely beer. Can't remember the last time I had anything other than beer. And in the house, a White Russian is about it. I'm not one of these. I used to be in my younger days when I went out. You start off in the beer and you end up on the shorts, but not anymore. Not anymore. Linda Glenn, Northerner ear. Indeed you are, mate. Indeed you are. So that's the thing about you, Glenn. I often wonder what you sound like. Got a rough idea what you look like because you sent me that photo, but yeah, never heard your accent. I mean, I know what Jim sounds like. I don't know what Jack sounds like either, but I've kind of got an accent for all in my mind. But when I actually do ever speak to them, then it will be very different. That's the thing. You've got the advantage of me. You know how annoying my voice is. You know everything about me, but I know very little about you guys, other than your grammatics. Scott Gein, enjoy your chat show. Well done. Thank you very much, mate. We'll hit the like button then because I've only got 12 likes. 12 likes, and we've been going an hour and 23 minutes. I tell you what, my back, I feel like a raspberry ripple. I don't know what's happened to me with this chair. I know, back. Trevor Harvey, why are the spirits so cheap there? Because alcohol is incredibly cheap here. Incredibly cheap. I was saying the other day, there's a bar in town where the Filipinos go called Food Net, and it's 65 pesos there for 2 San Miguel lights. You buy one, get one free. I don't think it was a promotion we went there. I've been back about 3 or 4 times. It's the same every night. A bottle of whiskey there is 100 pesos. 130 pesos if you want ice and a mixer. It's just alcohol is ludicrously cheap here. It's a strange country. I think I used to say the only place I've been to drink where the alcohol is cheaper than the Philippines is Cambodia. But now I'm coming to a conclusion. Now I've found out, because I've got a couple of friends who drink spirits and don't really drink beer. And when we've gone out and they've ordered a bottle of whiskey, it's like my mate Darryl a few weeks ago, he got the bottle of whiskey and he got the thing. And I said, how much was that? He said, 100 pesos. I said, 100 pesos for a bottle of whiskey? I couldn't believe it. And I thought he was joking. And he showed me the thing. It's like, that is ludicrous. I mean, obviously it's not a fine Scottish whiskey. It's, I can't remember what it was called, but I had a sip of it and it was not bad. The only two things that are cheap in the Philippines are the fast food restaurants like McDonald's and KFC and all that. They're half the price of Thailand. So much cheaper than the UK. But the street food and the restaurants are far more expensive than Thailand or Cambodia, anywhere like that. Fruit and food from the market is more expensive here. But alcohol and the fast food chains are dirt cheap. Glenn, drop the no, because I'm trying to read dead air. She said about drop the specs anytime. What does that mean? Drop the specs anytime. Glenn, I'm a linguistic chameleon. And if it's a great question, Trevor, it would be hard for me not to have a bottle of Tanduay in stock. There you go. Biggest rum producer and exporter in the world, Tanduay. I don't know how much a bottle of Tanduay. No, I do know how much a bottle of Tanduay. A bottle of Tanduay, I believe, because I got one from 7-Eleven once, and it was about 230 pesos. And I said to her, "Are you sure?" That was in the very early days. Not done that for a while, but when I first came over from Sigil, I had a little bit of a taste for rum and coke, which I developed over there, and I couldn't believe how cheap it was. And then about 3 or 4 weeks after that, I went to the local Sari Sari and got a bottle, and it was 180 there. I couldn't believe it. So they were adding on 70 pesos in 7-Eleven, and I still thought that was dirt cheap. No idea how much the reserves are. I just get the cheap thingy one, but you can get like the 5-year and the 10-year and the 15-year, which are quite nice. The 5-year, was it 10-year one? I had a mate called Frank who used to run the Kingswick, and whenever he went in there to have a few drinks, he'd always pour a short and give you a short. He would try and get you drunk. And I think it was all free, so I take it. But some of the stuff I tried there, say like, and then close your eyes, say, "What do you think this is?" And some of the fine, the good rums, you couldn't tell the difference between them and the expensive Western brands. Glenn, Trevor, to keep the missus happy. Scott Glenn, what's the bakery like, Philippines? There are lots of bakeries here. I mean, the bakeries aren't great. They're cheap as chips. But again, you'd rather pay a bit more and have better stuff. But I mean, because there's loads of little, like, Ellen calls them breads. I call them like cakes or like muffins, that kind of thing. And they're like 5 pesos a piece in all the local, because we've got bakeries everywhere. It's not like Thailand where there are very few. There's literally, you drive down the road where we go to like 7-Eleven, you pass 3 or 4. There's one over there. They have bakeries all over the place. But the stuff's just really cheap. So it's all right for the mornings and things, but it's not like, good baking standards. But there are several Western ones in the city now, like, artisan bakers, they call them. There's a place called Pastry Dream where Ellen loves the eclairs and everything's baked inside. And there's another place, I've not been to that one, just down, which says it's the best artisan bread indeed. So it's quite a few places started over the last couple of years, doing things like that, like making special, meats and sausages and cured meats and breads and things, because it's the big expat community here. Trevor Harvey, cigarettes are cheap too, aren't they? Yeah, they are cheap. They are cheap. Yeah, very cheap. Don't know if they're cheaper than Thailand. Probably on a par. I think they went up. When I was in Thailand, I smoked Wonder Dang, and I can't remember what they were. I think they were about, $2, 120 baht, something like that. Here, I've got a friend of mine who smokes, what's it called? Winchester menthols. I think they're 120 pesos a packet. So about less than £2 a packet. And from that, San Miguel Corporation is definitely a cash cow in the Philippines. Yeah, they're huge. I don't know who they transport, who they export to, because they're the biggest exporter. I imagine they're going to Asian countries. I've never seen Tanduay in the UK, but I've never looked for it. And I certainly never saw it in Thailand, but they must be selling it somewhere. Maybe it goes to China or India or somewhere, I don't know. But yeah, they're huge. Because there were certain drinks in Thailand. I mean, all the village where I lived, the place I lived, they used to, if you weren't drinking Hong Tong or Song San, they were drinking Pipers 500 or blend something it was called. But the alcohol is cheaper here than there. Mind you, the local in Thailand's really cheap, but they must have an equivalent here, but I've never had it. Trevor Harvey, I think bakery is cheap but low quality. Same for pizzas compared to here. You get good pizzas here, mate. You get good pizzas here. But you go to the Western place. There's a place which I'm going to have to take Ellen called Formentor or whatever it is in down in Darwin. That does a really good pizza. But there's a place called The Hideout here, owned by an American guy. Apparently, they do the best New York pizzas. You know, they do fold all baked in house and that. There's a lot of pizza places now in Dumaguete, but all expat places. I mean, I like the pizza at Cafe Racer, but there are an increasing number of, you know, like Americans and Italians who come over here and open restaurants and do great pizzas and things. There's a few supposed to be very good Italian restaurants do pizzas in Darwin. But the average Filipino pizza, no, not good at all. We had one from the market the other day. It was 110 pesos, and I knew it was going to be bad. But the reason I got it, I was going to do a vlog. I was going to say, if you had 100 pesos today, or the cheapest eats in the Philippines, I will put it up at some stage. And we had a hot dog, and we had 2 hamburgers, 2 cheeseburgers, which were 2 for 59 pesos. And we had 2 pizzas. And the lesson I learned was, don't do it. You know, if you're going to eat cheap here, eat Filipino food or go to Krispy Kreme, don't try and get the bloody cheap burgers and the cheap hot dogs and the cheap pizzas. God awful. That was like bread with tomato ketchup on it, wasn't it, that pizza? It's ooh. Glenn, technical specifications for your power plant, LOL. That's it, yeah. I just need to know. There's a few of them on there. Just need to know. I don't want to go over the top of it. And I've got it in my head, I want a solar one. Not for the solar, it's one I can plug in. Because people have told me terrible stories about how if you put the petrol ones in, you've got to take the fuel out because it gets clogged up if you don't use it after a while. But my mate Alex has got one, and he said he never had that problem. He just lets it burn off the fuel that's in there, switches it off, and then it doesn't. So I don't know, maybe I'll get it. There's one that's quiet, because I'm thinking we'll have it in the bedroom, just down there. And I think those electric ones, I mean, they've got a solar option, but you just plug, I think it's like a big power bank. That's what I'm inclined to get, something like that, because it doesn't have to run much. Just want it to be able to run my laptop and run the fan. And if it, so I'd like it to run the aircon, but I've got no idea how. There's no plug for the aircon; it's all wired in the wall, so I wouldn't be able to attach it anyway. Jim Pendergast, love the Emperador brandy, dirt cheap. Yeah, Emperador's nice. Emperador is nice, and there's another one called Frontador or something like that, which is nice. Scott, again, are you staying in the Philippines for good or moving to Thailand? I have no plans to move back to Thailand. No one ever knows what the future holds. Ellen is desperate that we move to Japan, but I don't have the. She's putting this frown at my face there, looking up. No, I'm planning to stay here for the foreseeable future. Scott Green, love good meat pie, yummy. Yeah, meat pie can be good. Meat pie can be good, but I think your pies are a bit different to ours over in Australia, aren't they? Simon Kendall, Zambana rum and Enjoy rum are my favourites. Pretty good prices and cheapish. I think they're all cheapish, aren't they? I mean, when you're saying pretty good prices and cheapish, do you mean cheaper than the Tanduay or the same kind of thing? Because God knows how you can get cheaper than Tanduay. Adam Fonte, Pain de Sal, simple carbs. The complex carb artisan breads are harder to come by, but definitely present in bigger cities. Yeah, they've got a lot. They've got a lot of that stuff here, a lot of things. But mind you, then I say that I don't think a lot of it's that good. I found one loaf of bread I quite like here, which is white bread. But a couple of times I've got baguettes and some pretzels. You know, the big ones, German ones, and that from that bakery. Tried a few things there. Wasn't that impressed. But that's probably just that bakery. But they weren't as good as, they didn't taste as nice as a real French baguette. Didn't taste as nice as a Tesco's baguette, to be honest with you. Because I like the ones that are really thick with a really soft inside. These were quite thin, so they weren't as soft inside. For me, a baguette's got to be really crusty. When you break it, it's, you know, really fluffy inside. Scott Gee, nice, pizza nice in Thailand. It depends where you go. I mean, when I lived up in Petrobran, couldn't get nice pizza there, but things might have changed. You can get some nice pizzas in Pattaya. Mind you, when we go there, I'll be very surprised having pizza. I will eat Thai food the whole time. I can't see myself eating anything Western. I might have a Sunday lunch on Sunday just to do it, just to get. Ellen's never had a Sunday lunch really, so I might do that because a few places in Soy Cow supposedly do a very nice Sunday lunch. But yeah, I'm just going to eat Thai food. I've missed Thai food. I do miss Thai food. Trevor Harvey. So it's best to live in expat areas for good food if you can't handle 100% local. Yeah, I mean, I've only lived in only lived in Sikihor and here. So the food in Dumaguete is much better than Sikihor. Food's not good in Sikihor. There are lots of average restaurants there. I mean, they're not bad. They're okay. But that's one of the reasons I got fed up with the place. Because you're going out every night and it's the same. It's all of an okay standard. It's all right. But there was no place that was, oh, this is fantastic. There was nothing to get excited about. Think, right, I'm going to go there. But there are a few places in Dumaguete that I can have a nice meal and really enjoy. But the reason I'm saying that, they're the only two places I live, so I can't compare with other places. But there have been times when I've been out and we meet people, because sometimes people will come over and say, I know you, I watch your vlogs, you get talking to them, and you end up having a few drinks with them. And a few of them have lived in like smaller towns, and they don't have anything. I say they love to come and do Dumaguete. So what brings you here? And they were saying, well, it's where do Jim and Jesse live? Anyway, it's not too far from Bockelon, is it? Yeah, I live out in Bockelon. And he was saying they come down here every month or whatever for a couple of days, just because there's so much more than they can get up there. And a few people have said that, like they're living in the provinces, they're quite enjoying it, they get on with the family and things, but they love to come to Dumaguete because of the restaurants and to, talk to other Westerners. Alan Fonte, yeah, I got food poisoning from both Minute Burger and Angel Burger. Never again. Angel Burger, god awful. I've never tried Minute Burger. Jim, bye all lunchtime. Enjoy your lunch, Jim. I hope it's something. I hope Nora's made you something nice. Yeah, I've never. See, I thought Minute Burger might be all right because I've seen them on Grab a couple of times, and the burgers are about 3 times the price of the Angel Burgers and the Mac place I went to the other day. So I thought these must be good then, because they're lousy, those. But I know Simon likes Angels, but I thought if you're paying 3 times as much, then you expect the burger to be at least twice as good. So I thought it'd be all right. But I was talking to an American guy I know the other day, and the subject came around the food. And I said, I think I'm going to try that Minute Burger one that day because they're on Grab. And he said, oh, it's awful. I said, but it looks all right. So no, it's bad. So I never did. Trevor Harvey, sorry, Ellen, getting a visa in Japan is difficult for long term. There's no retirement visa. Only way is to marry Japanese like I did. Well, I think that's why she wants to go, mate. She wants to meet a Japanese guy. That's the whole point of us going there. She's realised she's not going to get an Italian millionaire, so she wants a Chinese man. What? A Japanese man? Sorry?
I don't want to live in a gold country.
Oh, there you go. She's joking. We were joking, isn't
I'm
it?
destined for a British man.
What?
I'm destined for a British man.
Don't try and put me off.
British
Scott
man,
Keane, that's horrible food, man. You're thirsting for British men.
Never mind.
Scott Keane, that's horrible food because it can be. Glenn, cheers, Jim. Let's think about food poisoning. I think anyone that comes to the Philippines, I might do a vlog on it, you will get food poisoning. It's part of the course here. I might have said it before, I got salmonella poisoning many, many moons ago in Bulgaria when I was snowboarding. And I was sick for weeks. It went on, it kept coming back. And after that, I was never sick anywhere. I thought I'd got immunity. When I went to the Gulf, people go out, we go into Saudi, have kebabs and things, people get sick. I never got sick. I used to go scuba diving in Egypt. My ex-wife, she got food poisoning. Loads of guys went out for meals, they got food, but I never did. I thought I was bulletproof. You cannot get sick anymore because it's given me some immunity. But I got sick when I came here several times. Awful. Last time was from what's that food place called? Where did I get sick last time? Ellen? Jollibee, that's it. God, that's spaghetti, never again. But since then, that's nearly a year ago. Nothing. And I've eaten in some dodgy places since. So I think you just got to come here. You've got to accept you're going to get sick a couple of times, and then you'll get an immunity for this place. Touch wood, I'll have food poisoning in the morning.
Remember last year you almost like having a fever almost every month, once every month.
Yeah, I tell you now, it's insane. I nearly left the Philippines. I came to the conclusion I got sick. Must have been really sick, as in like feverish and delirious and hallucinating things. Lasted about 3 or 4 days. Lasted a week once. It was happening every 6 weeks. I got it, and the last time I came to the conclusion, I'm leaving the Philippines. I can't stay. It's going to kill me. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong here. And she actually said to me, she said, because when I come out of fever, I've been talking like nonsense. She said, maybe you should go back to England. I don't want you to die out here. Because every time I like go quiet and things, she thought I was dying. She started shaking me, like see if I'd gone. And I said, yeah, I agree. I'm going to say, and I'm going to give it one more time, and I'm going to have to because I can't. This is knocking years off my life. But I've never been sick since. So I can only assume she ran out of arsenic. Stop putting it in my soup. Simon Kendall, I've seen a power bank for around 5k. There's a PowerPoint and you can charge off solar panel, good for an emergency, but I doubt you can run the aircon though. Well, the thing is, I've seen lots of those for 5k, but I've seen a couple for 2k, and I like the ones for 2k. That's why I want to see if Glenn thinks they're up to the task. Trevor Harvey, food is very good in Subic Bay, but expensive. Yeah, but I mean, expensive probably by Philippine standards, not by Western standards, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, it's I've heard a lot of good things about Subic from people that live in Subic, though. I mean, these are things, always people that live in Subic who say how fantastic it is. I do know a couple of people here who have lived in Subic, and they prefer Dumaguete. But, you know, each to their own. I'm not for 1 second saying Dumaguete is better than Subic. It just always makes me laugh when you get people from Subic, because he's about Manila saying, don't understand why so many expats move to Dumaguete. Don't they know there's other places in the Philippines? And you think, well, has it ever occurred to you the fact that there are so many expats living in Dumaguete that maybe it's got something going for it? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure Subic has. Never appealed to me. When I saw the vlogs, when I first thought about coming here, I saw a few in Subic. I don't know why I just didn't like it. Didn't like the idea of it. But I didn't like the idea of Dumaguete. I like the idea of Siquijor. And so I was wrong. I mean, maybe Subic's okay. I don't know. But there are people who like Cebu. They love Cebu. I can't stand it. Adam Fonte, just a suggestion, but I think you should let Ellen compare at least one fast food chain between the PH and Thailand. I suggest KFC, but McDonald's could also be fun. Do you think they'll be different? Why do you think they'll be different? We can do that. We're going to do a lot of vlogging when we're over there. Ellen doesn't know that, but that's my price for going on these bloody cruises and temples and things. We're going to do a lot of vlogging. It's going to be a par for the course. It's fine there, but compare at least one fast food chain between PH and Thailand. I would have thought the McDonald's in Thailand is going to be this. First of all, I've eaten McDonald's in Thailand and I've eaten McDonald's in the Philippines, and I've not noticed any difference. I've not noticed any difference from the UK. I mean, it's different in the sense the menu's different. I mean, you can get lots of things here that you wouldn't get on the because there's lots of chicken and strange Filipino dishes on the menu here in McDonald's. But to me, the double quarter pounder of cheese and the Big Mac, etc., taste the same. I mean, I've not noticed any differences. Just noticed it's half the price here for some reason. Although I do have a theory. I think the reason it's so cheap at fast food here, I think it's Jollibee. I think Jollibee, McDonald's and that think that if they didn't match their prices, no one would go there, because Jollibee's big over here. Because I can't think of a reason for it, because the McDonald's and the Burger King and that in Thailand is the same price as the UK. So, and it seems to be like that in most countries in the world, but not here. What?
Sorry to cut you off.
Turn the what?
Sorry to cut you off. Can you switch off the AC, please?
I don't have the handset.
It's there.
Oh, it's under here.
And
Scott Green, she likes sumo wrestling. Ha ha ha. Simon Kendall, Dumaguete have a lot of good options in the mid-end. Cebu has Western chains can be okay. For the record, if I get a good minute burger, it's a great alternative to Jollibee. Well, I say the minute burgers look good on the menu. I mean, they look like nice burgers, but anyone can do anything with a photograph, can't they? But I will try one day. Hopefully I won't get food poisoning. But the reason I haven't had one is it's not actually close to here. You'd have to get a delivery because the part of town is a couple in town. I very rarely go to that part of the city, and the times I have, I've not really wanted a burger. The other ones, like there's quite a few, like the Crispy King, it's just around the corner. So it does a thing. And tonight we had some nice little shawarma kebabs, which I quite like. But there's a Mackey's, that Super Mackey's down there. The hot dogs are right there, but say they're not great places. They're just close. You know what I mean? It's easy. Simon Kendall, it depends which burger stand you go to. The one in Doomer seems good, but the one in Denau was awful. That's a shame. I would imagine it would. I kind of think, you think with chains and that, it would all be the same. I'll bring this up here rather than keep crouching down. It would all be the same with a fast food chain. But obviously not. Presumably, if it's a chain, you've got to buy the burgers from the same place and the breads from in like a franchise. You've got to get it all from the same supplier. Adam, I had the same experience. I got serious cold flu like every 2 months. And yeah, exactly the same thing, mate. Exactly the same. Or at least a sore throat every 2 to 3 weeks. Didn't see enough hand washing or covered sneezes during my time there. But it passes, doesn't it? It's strange. You get it. God, it's awful. It's because I never get sick. I couldn't believe it the first time I got it. But we convinced ourselves it was dengue fever to start off with, because I had a lot of the symptoms of dengue, and then I got a rash after a few days, which is another dengue symptom, etc. And then Ellen got me these ice packs. So I was getting really hot. I had a massive temperature, and I saw anyway. I had some of the dreams I had, which I thought were real awful. But it passed. But then someone said, if you get dengue, it'll keep coming back. And I was sick again a month later, and I thought, so it is, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Glenn, I think Brent found the international fast food much better in Malaysia. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. I didn't watch it. I should have watched his vlogs, actually. I watched little bits on that. I saw him at the airport. But Trevor Harvey, I own a condo in Subic and I've been going there for 20 years. It's changed over the years. America level infrastructure, which is likely to get better with the US soldiers coming back. Well, that's good. That's good. Scott Keane, have you met any New Zealand people living in the Philippines? Yeah, a couple. There's a guy over at the moment called Don. He's from New Zealand. I'm trying to think who else is. I knew a guy from New Zealand in Sikihor. I'm sure there's someone else here. But yeah, there's not that many, but it's a small country, isn't it? So you wouldn't expect to be that many. Jack Star, you can't beat good street food vendor in Thailand for price and quality of food. Love them. Yeah, no, mate, I do. That's what I'm looking forward to. I really am looking forward to street food. So Pagapao. There's a little row of street stalls at the bottom of the Kosan Road. I'm going to go there. I'm looking forward to having Penang curry and a Massaman curry. And oh yeah, I'm so looking forward to and some of the noodles. You know, it's yeah, there's so much street food I'm looking forward to, mate. Trevor Harvey, I have been to Dima. Main advantage of Subic is no blackouts. International airport in Clark. Yeah, but the thing is with the blackouts, it's like, you know, it's only because I'm too preoccupied in carrying stuff around. I know what you're saying in terms of the blackouts, but the reality is, nearly everyone I know here, an expat thing, you know, they got generators and good ones like built in the house. So like, I know people say the infrastructure is better in Subic, and I'm not knocking Subic. I'm just saying, once you've got your solar panels and you've got your generator, then it all becomes irrelevant, doesn't it? Really, infrastructure doesn't matter that much, the way I see it, because it's like now we've got the water tower and that and the thing. When the water went off, the water was off last week for 2 or 3 days. It didn't affect us at all because we had our water in the tower. You know, it was back on before the water ran out. Once we get the generator sorted for here, doesn't really matter if there's a brownout. You know what I mean? But I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if you didn't have to plan for those things, and you do have to expect that and do get it. But what I'm saying is, it's easy to overcome it. You know what I mean? Jackstar, what's your thought on the sticky rice in Thai for breakfast? Just not for me. No, I'm not really a fan of sticky rice. I'll eat it. I mean, there's like a place where I used to live when I lived in Soy Diamond. I used to get getting a little kebab. So I was supposed to get the chicken's arsehole. I didn't know. I was to get this little thing for $5 and it had all these little rings around it. I don't know what it was. I thought it was little bits of squid or something. And I'd always get a couple of them. I'd mainly get like the meat, the pork, and the things, and I'd get these little ones just to try something else. And I was eating with my girlfriend at the time. So why are you eating those? And I said, because I like them. And she said, you know what they are? I said, I don't know, it's squid or fish. She said, they're chicken's arseholes. And they were little chicken's arseholes, like on a stick, a sphincter, like the tiny little thing. So you eat chicken's intestines. I don't care. The way I look at it, I mean, I didn't know they were that at the time, but I did have them again about a week afterwards. As far as I'm concerned, I'll eat anything. I won't eat insects, but if you're going to eat an animal, if you're going to kill it, and you're going to eat flesh, why does it matter if it's his eyes or his brain or its sting? It's still parts of the animal. I mean, it's like, why are guts more disgusting than kidneys? Why are, it's like, I remember someone saying, if you saw what went in chicken nuggets, you'd never eat another chicken nugget. And I said, well, what goes in them? I said, unless you want to tell me cockroaches or something go in them, I won't eat them then. He said, no, it's just all the chicken's all mashed up and all the bones and everything. Well, so what? I don't get it. If you eat the animal, eat all of it. But in terms of sticky rice, I didn't answer your question here, did I? The cocktail's obviously hitting my head. I occasionally get sticky rice. My girlfriend at the time, I'm not trying to make Ellen jealous talking about women, but I've had so many. She'd always get funny about, oh, you must have rice, you must have rice. So whenever she bought food, she'd always get me some sticky rice. And I don't like to leave food, so I mean, I would get some off and I'd dip it in the tamarind sauce or whatever, wasn't that? But not really for me. I'd much rather have plain rice. But yeah, it's okay. Rice is rice. It didn't really taste or anything. But I have found myself the last couple of months, after 11 years in Asia, and has had some effect on me. I am starting to crave rice, and that never happened. But a couple of times I thought I want some rice, and I've never had that thought before. Adam Fentley, KFC in Thailand, in my opinion, is the best. It's better than American. Definitely better than what I had in the PH Vietnam or Cambodia. Well, there you go. I've never really had KFC here. I had a Zinger burger, I think, when I first came here at Robinson's, and I thought that was a bit disappointing, but I've never really been a KFC fan. And since I found Crispy King, I prefer that to KFC, and I prefer the Jollibee chicken to KFC. But yeah, but even in the UK, I was never really a KFC fan. There was lots of other places like Chicken Cottage and Chicken Village, and that I prefer them. And I always thought KFC is a bit of a rip-off. And the chicken in McDonald's is dreadful. I mean, like, get drumsticks, they're like tiny. They're twice the size in Jollibee or down at Crispy King. And if you go to KFC, Ellen must try Zab wings, only available in Thailand. There you go, my sweet. Your dreams have come true. I promise you, when we go to Thailand, I will take you to KFC. I'll take you to the KFC on Beach Road, and I will get you some Zab wings. I think there's a KFC at Central Festival. Jack Star, mate, I remember your Crispy King vlogs when you was doing a budget day. Say, God Lord, mate, you must have watched them all here. Yeah, I used to love that Crispy King. It was right downstairs, the bottom of my apartment. Crispy King's good, but I tell you that.
Almost every day.
I was having it every day then, yeah. I was having it every day because it was downstairs. It was easy. That was my daily diet if I didn't go in the city. But there's one just down here. We don't go so often these days. I always used to have at least once a week. But there's a little shawarma place just down the road now. And today I was saying to Ellen, I'm going to like these shawarmas more than Crispy King. But yeah, got enough money in the fund. When you get over here, I will take you to Crispy King. We'll have a Crispy King and a bottle of Red Horse to celebrate your arrival. Right, well, I'm going to knock it on the head, I think, soon, because we are losing. Oh, it's nearly, I was about to say, it's nearly, I thought we were only at the hour and a half mark. But yeah, you'll like Crispy King. There's a few places we're going to go, Jack. You'll have to let me know. I say we'll have a chat. You go over where you want to go, like, because I've sort of there's a few good little restaurants to go to. But Crispy King's very good. Like if you're on a day session, just to get you sobered up a little bit. And there's one quite close to a couple of. There's lots. I think there's about 27 Krispy Kremes or something ridiculous in. When I say 27, I think I counted them once because I couldn't believe how many there were. But there might be more than that. But I didn't count them religiously. I just counted them on Google Maps because they're literally everywhere. So there could be more. But a hell of a lot. Trevor Harvey, KFC means can't find the chicken. Scott Gein, do you like Lao women? I've not really been to Lao. I've done the border ones and that there, but I've not. They're very shy, aren't they? They're a bit like the Kumars. They're a bit conservative. They're not like the Thai women, but don't know really, mate. Scott Gein, good night. Simon, good night, mate. Trevor Harvey, bye. See you next time. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Trevor. It's always illuminating to find out about Japan and Subic. It's interesting you've got a place there. I'll have to ask you about that next time. Have you got long-term tenants there or not? Anyway. Right, well, I'm going to go now. Jack, goodbye, mate. Thanks again, brother. Always appreciated. Trevor, not Trevor, sorry, Glenn. I'm glad you made it. It was wouldn't have been the same without you, mate. Are you still there, Adam? If you are, goodbye, mate. See, the trouble is I've gone down a slippery slope here. I started saying names and I'm thinking, God, I've missed someone's name out, wouldn't I? Simon Kendall, take care, mate. I tried Moon Cafe and I got the thumbs up from the girlfriend. Down at the North Point, presumably. I've heard that one thingy to the one. Jack, so yeah, I'm up for it, pal. There's going to be no rush. 3 to 4 months, boots on ground, see how it goes. Got a real feeling for the PI as it's a new place. Good man, good man, good man. We can get a lot done in 3 or 4 months. Jack Star, cheers, pal. Good to take care, mate. Glenn, take care. Jack Star, everybody enjoy your weekend. And if I have a good night, all. All right, I'm going to go now. Thanks for watching. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe and be lucky.